Imagine having everything: power, wealth, comfort, and endless pleasures. Most people would get lost in pride, in luxury, in selfishness. But Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, chose a different path. Despite ruling the most powerful empire on earth, he spent his nights writing to himself, reminding his own heart to stay humble, to serve others, and to live with virtue. He could have lived for pleasure, but he gave his life to duty. He wanted to be a better man, not for history, not for glory, but for the people around him. And yet, what makes meditation so powerful is not that it came from an emperor, but that it came from a human being, just like you and me, a man who struggled with anger, who battled doubt, who faced loss, betrayal, and fear. Meditations is not a book of perfect answers. It is a journal of a man searching, sometimes failing, sometimes correcting himself, often just trying to hold on. In his words, we don't see a god, we see a man, and that is why we can relate. Because if Marcus Aurelius, with all his power, still had to remind himself daily how to live, then there is hope for us too. Stay with me until the end of this video, because today we will explore the 10 most powerful lessons from Marcus Aurelius's meditations and how they can guide you, me, and anyone through the storms of life. Here's what makes meditations truly unique. Marcus Aurelius never wrote it for us. He never planned to publish it. These were private notes written in Greek, the language of philosophy. The original title was simply To Himself. In many ways, it was his personal diary, a place to wrestle with his own weaknesses, to remind himself of what mattered most. And most of it wasn't written in palaces or marble halls. Much of Meditations was written in army tents during harsh campaigns in Germania between the years 170 and 180 AD. Picture the emperor of Rome surrounded by war, disease, and uncertainty, scribbling lines to keep his mind steady. By pure chance, these writings survived, copied by monks passed through generations, preserved against the odds. And today we hold in our hands the private thoughts of an emperor, words that were never meant for us, but perhaps needed by us. That is why Meditations feels so raw, so human, so timeless. Marcus wasn't writing for history. He was writing to save his own soul, and that's exactly why his words can save ours too. Lesson 1. Control your mind, not the world. Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. We waste so much energy trying to control things we can't: other people, the past, the economy, the future. The Stoic emperor knew better. The only true control we have is over our own thoughts and actions. Freedom begins when you stop fighting the world and start mastering your mind." Lesson 2. Life is short, don't waste it. Marcus reminded himself constantly that life is brief. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This wasn't meant to scare him. It was meant to wake him up. Death makes life urgent. The lesson is simple. Stop wasting time on gossip, on anger, on endless distractions. Use your limited days to live with purpose. Lesson 3. Live in the present moment. He wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." We suffer because we obsess over the past and worry about the future. But the present, this very breath, this very moment, is the only thing we truly own. Marcus Aurelius trained himself to live here now, and so can we. Lesson 4. Accept death as natural. Marcus faced death constantly, on the battlefield, in plagues, in personal loss. Yet he wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Death is not an enemy, it's a reminder. Accepting death gives us courage to live fully, without delay, and with gratitude. Lesson 5. Do good without expecting reward. Marcus believed virtue was its own reward. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." We often ask, "What's in it for me?" But the Stoic path is different. Do the right thing because it is right. Help others. Speak truth. Act with justice, not for recognition, but because it builds the kind of person you want to be. Lesson 6. Don't be ruled by anger. Even as emperor, Marcus battled his temper. He reminded himself how much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it. Think about it. The insult passes quickly, but our anger can destroy relationships, reputations, even lives. The Stoic answer? Pause, reflect. Choose reason over rage. True strength is calm under pressure. Lesson 7. Work for the common good. Marcus saw himself as its servant, not just a ruler. He wrote, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bee." We are all connected. To live only for ourselves is to live poorly. True success comes when our actions help others, family, community, even strangers. Stoicism teaches that our purpose is not just to endure life, but to contribute. Lesson 8. Be humble, even in power. Imagine ruling the greatest empire in the world. Most people would drown in pride, but Marcus reminded himself daily that he was just a man. He wrote, "Alexander the Great and his mule driver both died, and the same thing happened to both." Fame fades, power fades. We are all mortal. Humility is the shield against arrogance. Lesson 9. Find peace in the nature of things. Marcus believed the universe has an order, and fighting it only causes pain. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. Instead of resisting life, embrace it. Flow with it. See obstacles as opportunities to grow. Peace comes from aligning yourself with reality, not wishing it were different. Lesson 10. Choose virtue over pleasure. Finally, Marcus believed that pleasure, wealth, and fame were distractions. The only true good is virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. He wrote, "Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter. A life built on pleasure fades. A life built on virtue endures." So what do we learn from meditations? That success is not about power, fame, or fortune. It's about mastering your mind, living in the present, accepting death, acting with justice, serving others, staying humble, choosing virtue. Marcus Aurelius was an emperor, but his greatest battle was within himself. And that is the same battle we fight every day. Imagine who you could become if you lived by these lessons. Imagine being calm in chaos, strong in adversity, and free in your mind. That person is not a dream. That person is you, if you choose the Stoic path. This is why Marcus Aurelius's Meditations still speaks to us today, because at its heart, it is not the voice of an emperor. It is the voice of a man who struggled, who fought, who searched, just like you and me. If this video inspired you, don't stop here. Subscribe to Stoic Warrior Academy and continue this journey with us. Together, we will grow in strength, wisdom, and resilience.